G'day everyone, welcome back to Wheel to Wheel Racing. We are here for round 1 of season 11 at the very dry and sunny Laguna Seca circuit. Joining me here in the commentary box tonight is Adam V10.
Hey Dragon, happy to be back for season 11 of Wheel to Wheel Racing. Can't wait to get the race started today.
Yeah, they're stacking up pretty quickly. We're getting through them. Tonight on the visuals also we have Captain Lowside, so if anything goes wrong, you know who to yell at.
Thank you, Dragon. It is going to be a very polished stream from my end.
Yes, as the horns have begun already in pit lane. I think we're just waiting on Oily to jump on back in, and qualifying should be underway. But race layouts for tonight. We have a 14-lap race to start off. Mandatory soft tyre usage, so that'll mostly be that should be a no-stop from pretty much everyone. And then race 2 is where a bit of strategy comes into it. Don't know if you want to let everyone know what the race 2 should be like there, Adam.
Yeah, so if you can save tyre, it's definitely a no-stop. But some guys will probably have to jump in the pits because they struggle on tyres. If you can save your tyre, definitely no stop in race 2. But towards the end, it's quite hard on staying on track as it's very slippery. So the guys are going to have to be careful, and especially around here. If you put one tyre on the sand, you're in dangerous territory.
Yeah, it just sucks you off the track. And we also have the named corner from last time we were here of the Captain's Kink, which I think is going to claim quite a few victims here tonight as well. Kink.
It has.
So you don't want to ride the sausage at Captain's Kink; it'll send you out into the brown stuff.
Oh yeah.
I mean the dirt. As pit lane is open, and we have some of the cars now moving on out of the pits. And it looks like Seca's 888 is going to be leading the field around on the outlap here. The Season 10 Division 4 champion skipped over Div 3, and he's right up in the mix in Div 2 here in the Scuderia Quadrifoglio livery there.
Yeah, rightly so. Seca's has shown some amazing pace since rejoining Wheel to Wheel. I believe he was OG. Since come back, he's shown some crazy pace, so definitely deserving of a Div 2 spot.
Absolutely. He'll be pushing for a Div 1 promotion next season as well. I think he's going to be towards the pointy end of a lot of races here this season. And just behind Seca's, we have the boss man in the CP Motorsport Sylvia, Squiddy.
Yeah, and behind Squiddy, we've got Suit Lad in his future youth car.
Yeah, the privateer entry there wasn't able to be picked up by a team, unfortunately, but Suit Lad has shown some really good pace throughout the week here in practice, so I'd expect to see Suit Lad at the pointy end of the field here tonight.
Yeah, and behind Suit Lad, we've got War Darth Berserk in the AMS Excavations Dam Hexagons entry.
That's a mouthful and a half. Yep. Moving up from Div 3 last season, had a really good performance, so having a shot in Div 2 now is Darth Berserk. Just behind Darth Berserk we have It's Winnie, returning Div 2 driver, privateer entry this time around though.
Yeah, and behind It's Winnie we've got Madrisky in the Jade Finance Australia L Plan Nissan Sylvia.
Gee, I'm sending you with all the sponsor teams here. But yeah, Midrisky was right on the border, but had a good performance last season in Div 2, so I'm sure he'll be looking to improve upon that. Just behind Mid, we have Troy HQ, had a very good performance, won D-League last season, so all the way up to Div 2 for Troy.
Yeah, behind Troy, we've got Expat Champ, in that I Love Gold car.
Sure about... and he's off in the dirt, just behind Expat, now in front. Team captain for myself of the 180 embroidery Team Dodgy Racing, Sylvia there, Dodgy 86 himself.
Yeah, and behind Dodgy's got a teammate there in Broken Spoke in that 180 embroidery TDR car.
Yep, both having good performances last season. Dodgy up from 4, Spoke up from Div 3. We'll kind of speed through the field. We have the... is that Jonesy? 13R. Oh, sorry, here a car sliding on about there. 13R entry of Jonesy, and just behind him, Oil in My Blood as well.
Yeah, then behind him we've got Euthrolic Straw in that Metallica as privateer entry. I believe that's it for them. So we'll jump up to the front. We've got Troy, who's set the fastest time with a 1:27.7 at the moment.
Yeah, I'd expect to see improvements next time around. I've seen Suit Lad into the very mid to low 27s, 27.3 earlier. So a lot of improvement to be made there. Winnie had an off on his lap, so not a representative time there either. And Expat's back in the pits after his dirt excursion too.
If we jump down there in third place, we've got Seckers, who's leading the cars around track. He was half a tenth purple at that last split.
Oh, he's had a messy second last corner. He's backed out of it and into the pits he goes. So we've got Squiddy currently 7th, rounding the last corner now. He's got a 28.5 as his first lap. See what he can do coming up to the line now. It's a 28.1. So he's gone from 7th up to 4th with that one. Got a big pack of cars coming to the line. I see Dodgy onto the start-finish, currently sitting 8th. And that's where he's going to stay. Broken Spoke. I can't see if he improved. I've lost him. He did. With a 28.111. Goes ahead of Squiddy into 5th spot. Suit Lad. There we go. 27.4 out of Suit Lad. Up into 1st position there. I did feel that the soft tyres switched on the second flyer instead of the first one here, so... who else do we have? So we've got Oily currently up in 3rd position. That's a good spot for Oily. Euthrolic showing some pace up in 4th. Up from Div 3 again last season. And Seca's our Div 4 champion, currently sitting 5th, and I'm sure he'll be wanting to improve massively from there.
If we jump on at 7th with Squiddy, he was 3 tenths up on his current PB last split, and he'll be coming around the last corner. So we'll see what he can pull out.
That beautiful black and gold CP Motorsports machine running to the line. It is he's barely missed out on it there. He's gone with a 27.533. So about 0.04 of a second away from pole position time of Suit Lad. Oh, speaking of Suit Lad, he is off in the dirt again. And into the pits he goes.
Seconds, yeah. No, Seconds is on the outlap at the moment. So he'll be one to watch as he starts his flying lap.
Yeah, I'm seeing quite a few guys sitting on the very low 28s. I'm sure a fair few of them will want to break into the 27s. I've seen 27s out of mid through the week. Seca's, Broken Spoke as well. So definitely some times to be improved throughout the field here, I reckon.
I think we should ride on board with Seckers as he is about halfway through the lap. We'll see what he can pull out.
Yep, nicely down into 3rd. Very wide of the apex coming up the hill though. It's going to cost him a little bit of time. Coming up to the captain's kink. Had to slow it down a fair bit to keep it on the track. He's still got plenty of momentum up the hill though. Heavy on the brakes into the famous corkscrew, all the way dropping down through probably what I would call the trickiest corner on the track here, this left-hander, and he is up by 1,000th of a second.
Yeah, he's got to get this last sector perfect. Take that pole away.
He's done the last corner well. He's got a really nice run out of there. Here we go. The time ticks up. 25, 26, 27, 478, 200ths of a second he goes.
Takes out
Wow.
provisional pole. Impressive. Really tight up the top end of town at the moment too.
Yeah, top three separated by about half a tenth of a second. A couple of guys coming out of the pits. I don't think they'll get a chance. I believe this is probably the last chance for people to get a lap in.
I wonder if Sutlab will be able to get around in time. He's just starting a flying lap now.
He's cutting it a bit close. We've got Broken Spoke on an out lap. I don't think we'll see a flyer from him. I did see Euthrolic currently in 7th, coming up to the second last corner now. I very much miss our live timing to be able to see how they're doing. Coming into the last corner, very late on the brakes, gets it tucked in on the power nice and early as well. Go 26, 27, he goes 27.6 out of Euthrolic, puts him up into 4th place there. Oh, chaos at the corkscrew as well. Troy HQ's been put into the wall by Darth Berserk, and Expat's off the track as well. I'm not quite sure what's going on there.
Seca is about to come across the line, and he improves to 127.3.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to beat. The only person I think could touch him. We do have quite a few cars coming to the end of the lap, but not many on a flyer. But Suit Lad approaching the last corner, currently second, about 10th and a half down. Going to have the slipstream from Troy HQ on the start-finish straight as well. Maybe.
Jonesy puts it in the second.
Can he hold on to it? Oh, Suit Lad improves by 24 thousandths of a second, so he ends up 3rd after all that. So there we go. Our top 4 separated by 2 tenths of a second.
Yeah.
We've got Oily currently in 7th, coming to the end of an out lap. Don't see too many more who'll be improving in the time. Jonesy stopped, so I'm assuming he is keeping an eye on the timer there, ready to start. Should be any second now, I think. There it is.
Yeah.
Will Seckers be able to get around for another lap? He's backed out of it.
Yeah, amazing by these Div 2 guys. The top 5 only separated by 2 tenths.
Yeah, that's incredibly close. And interestingly, I don't know if it's just me and my tinfoil hat, but I felt like the inside here had more grip off the line. So keep an eye on Jonesy and Squid on the inside in 2nd and 4th here as we get the lights on. There's 4, there's 5. And we're away from the line. Squid got a very good launch. He's probably going to be 3rd by turn 1. Jonesy slots in behind Seckers nicely. Euthrolic looking around the outside of Suit Lad as well. Backs out of that one. And there's Oily up the inside. I believe Mid-Risky is there as well. Troy is taking a shallow line through. Oh, Euthrolic copped it. It's chaos. Oh, poor Euthrolic. He was off the line like a rocket ship, and he's just been very unlucky, being a little too, what's the word? Soft on the braking. It's not soft. It's cautious under braking into turn 1, and he's been mugged a little bit. But 3rd is hotly contested right now between Suit Lad and Jonesy. Jonesy takes the spot. Suit Lad shows the nose on the inside, approaching the kink, trying to get into Jonesy's head.
Troy looking to get in on this action as well. But the big winner of that start was Squiddy from 4th to 2nd.
Yeah, he's done very well there. It's line astern through the corkscrew from about, goodness, what is that, 3rd down to 12th, I believe, with Broken Spoke sitting back there. So anyone's up for grabs at the minute.
Oh,
someone's
it's
off on
when
the
he's
grass.
off.
Oh, is he going to be able to pull that up on the dirty tyres? He is, but he goes all the way back to 12th place as Broken Spoke goes around the outside. So that drops the two 180 embroidery TDR drivers back to 10th and 11th, and Winnie into 12th. Throlic looking to make up for that unfortunate start in 13th as well. Towards the front, Suit Lad has managed to get by Jonesy for third as well. Oh, Jonesy's got a bit of the curb. He's got a slide on. Here comes Troy around the outside as well. Oh, he's in the dirt as Troy. Here comes Midrisky as well. Oh, there goes Darth Berserk past Troy. Mid still up the inside of Jonesy for 4th place there as well, and he's made the move beautifully. Looks like back in 7th. No, Oily thinking better of it. So Troy is on them dirty tyres, and Oily had a big look up the inside into Captain's Kink as well.
Oh, and Darth Berserk's trying to go on the outside through into the corkscrew here.
Contact made under braking.
Got to be careful not to cut that corkscrew, otherwise we'll get a 1 second penalty.
Yeah, and I bet Seckers and Squiddy are absolutely loving all this battling going on. You see that gap just opening up, a little bit of breathing room. You can relax and kind of settle into your rhythm.
Yeah, now Madrisky can set his sights on chasing down Suit Lad.
Darth Berserk's got quite a good run out of the last corner as well. He's 2/10 behind Jonesy. I don't know if he's got enough of a run to send it into turn 1.
Well, he's going to go for it.
Oh, Jonesy closes the door on him right at the apex, but runs wide. Berserk's up the inside a little bit of door rubbing going on. Jonesy's going to have the inside here as we come into the first of these right-handers, and holds onto that spot nicely. Troy HQ nipping at the heels of War Darth Berserk as well.
Yeah, and Oil in My Blood's on the back of this pack now. So he'll be trying to make a move on Troy.
Darth Berserk is pretty keen to get a move done on Jonesy there too. Show on the nose as we approach the kink here. Troy show on the nose to Darth Berserk too. So Berserk and Troy definitely looking very keen on getting by here. Cool. Couple of rough runs through the corkscrew there, got me a little nervous.
Yeah, I was watching him, they playing with fire.
Expat in 10th is off into the dirt. Both 180 embroidery TDR entries and Winnie go by. We got a little bit of oversteer coming through that very sweeping left-hander and got out into the dirt, and at that point there's nothing you can do.
Correct me if I'm wrong, I believe the TDR guys are being promoted from Division 3, is that correct?
Dodgy up from 4, Spoke up from 3, so... Oh, and Jonesy, apologies, has just made a mistake into turn 1. He's lost a spot to Darth Berserk and has Troy around his outside too. Oh, Jonesy gets a better run.
Look like a repeat of lap 2.
Oh,
and
Troy
Oil's got a good run.
To keep it on the track.
Gives his teammate Jonesy a bump.
Yep. It's holding it around the outside as Oily. It's just going to run out of space there.
All this fighting is bringing the 180 embroidery TDR guys into the mix here. As Dodgy gets a good run on Oil.
Troy got an incredible run through there. I don't know if Oil had a bit of a rough one being so close behind Troy, but he absolutely ran away there.
Oil is a very cautious driver at the best of times, so especially through Captain's Kink, he'll be the one to take the wise line and sit back and just let things unfold. So he'll catch back up.
Absolutely, he's someone that I would say prides himself on his consistency. So he does very well to stay consistent and safe on the track rather than pushing the limits too much at the minute.
It's at the end of the day, it's lap 5 of 14. There's still plenty of opportunities to make something happen.
Certainly is. As most people have settled in, I reckon we should go for a quick run through the field here. up at the top with Seca's in that Scuderia Quadrifoglio machine, 2.6 seconds clear of Squiddy, who's in second, and being chased down by Suitlad in third.
Yeah, and ex-teammates from last season, so it'll be interesting to see how these guys get along. And then we've got, behind Suitlad, we've got Madruski, and behind him we've got War Darth Berserk in fifth.
Yeah, Darth Berserk breaking away from Jonesy a little bit, who is in sixth and has a very aggressive Troy HQ approaching his rear bumper in seventh place at the moment.
Yeah, behind Troy, Oil gets a little bit sideways in the corkscrew. Just losing a little bit of time to the guys out in front, but he'll need to keep an eye on his rearview mirror as we've got Dodgy 86 chasing Oil down.
Yep, and not too far behind Dodgy, as always, is Broken Smoke, who has been doing really good laps throughout the week in team practice, so I'm sure he'll be a little upset with his pace here at the minute. He's been in the 27s pretty regularly, so...
Do you think Spoke is just staying behind his team boss in Dodgy?
I think he's just trying to stay consistent. He's nailed it pretty much all week, and today was struggling to keep all four wheels on the black stuff, so I think he's focusing a little bit on just keeping it on track at the minute, and we'll see how he goes in race 2. But just behind Spoke it's Winnie, who's made up for that big off he had early on towards the last corner and is still right with him. Euthrolic has managed to make his way past Expat Champ in 12th and 13th as well.
Yeah, Euthrolic was unlucky to be caught up in an incident in lap 1.
Up in 6th place, Jonesy took a little bit of sausage from Captain's Kink. Troy's up the inside, approaching the corkscrew. Jonesy just big lift under brakes. Oh, someone's off. Oh, it's Dodgy 86. He is playing in the gravel at the corkscrew, unfortunately. Oh, here comes Euthrolic around the outside as well. Dirty tyres for Dodgy, trying to stay out of his way. But if I'm not mistaken, that could have been Broken Spoke that made contact with Dodgy, as he was the...
He was the car behind, yeah.
Oh, someone's in the wall as well. Who's that? Troy. So it's all happening here. Troy into the wall in the last corner, and now back to 8th, after fighting so hard to get by Jonesy and Oily, 13R boys. Sure, Captain's silently doing a fist bump there in the background as well, seeing the 13R lads move up a spot each.
The beauty of this stream is that nobody can see my actions.
Well, I'll need to be impartial being a commentator, but go 13R.
That's right.
Can't say that I'm not a little heartbroken to see my TDR guys struggling a little. Spoke's doing quite well, and Dodgy was right there with him. Oh, speaking of Winnie, putting another tyre in the dirt right behind Spoke. So, looks to have quite a bit of pace, but struggling a little on that consistency. And looking up the field, trying to see. So, Seca's still slightly pulling away from Squiddy, who has Suitlad almost within slipstream range. But they've been running very, very similar lap times the last couple of laps, so...
I, on that topic, would like to point out that Seca's has done one of two things. Until that lap, he had not done a lap or completed a lap that was more than a 1:27, and both lap 2 and 3 were about a 10th quicker, if I'm not mistaken, than the pole time.
Yes, you'd be correct there. He's absolutely blitzing the race at the moment in these sunny conditions. Would say I'm not a little jealous that they actually get to see the track and their braking markers.
Oh no, sorry to say, Dragon, Broken Spoke has a 1 second penalty. Down there in 9th.
Unlucky.
Well, it's going to put him in the fight with Winnie again. I did see Squiddy drop 2 tyres into the dirt as well, so Suitlad now just half a second behind as they come through the kinks. Suitlad right out there to the dirt. I reckon he had a quarter of a tyre hanging over that dirt there. It was right there.
How do you think the drivers are battling with the tyre wear at the moment? Being roughly halfway through the race, do you think they're starting to see some effects and some tyre deck?
For myself, I started to feel it around lap 9 on the controller. So I've heard from my teammates that around lap 11's where it really starts to come in. You got to adjust your braking markers and your turn-in points and stuff.
Yeah, the tyre wear between Squiddy and Suitlad is about the same, but Suitlad's definitely closed the gap here. Going to put the pressure on Squid now.
Another battle to keep an eye on is that battle for 4th, Mid-Risky, now with Darth Berserk right with him, and has much better tyres, does Darth Berserk. So mid-wide through turn 1 that time around. Darth Berserk, I believe, the only... Oh, here he goes up the inside of Mid-Risky. Nothing Mid can do there. Oh, a little bit of contact made on the apex of the corner. But through goes Darth Berserk with them fresh tyres. I believe, I could be wrong, but I believe Darth Berserk is the only member of the AMS Excavations damn Hexicans to be in Div 2 in about 3 seasons, I believe. Formerly damn racing. So, I think it's the first time they've had a Div 2 driver in quite a while. And putting in a nice performance in 4th place with Mid-Risky close behind as well.
Yeah, he's doing great out there in 4th. Still got Squiddy and Suitlad pulling each other around the track.
I'm a little concerned for Mid-Risky's tyre wear as well, because he's losing time to both Jonesy and Oil, who have been working together quite well. Oily with incredible tyres. Jonesy's about the same, if not a little worse than Mid-Risky. And 1.6 seconds the gap now.
I don't know how Oil does it. Those front tyres are amazing compared to the rest of the field.
Yeah, all these seasons later and he's still the tyre wizard. Hasn't lost that.
It's a name that is not going to be stripped from his title anytime soon.
Certainly not. I reckon it could benefit him to get past Jonesy here, to be honest. He's gone with a bump, but I reckon if Oily led Jonesy around at the minute, they'd gain a little more. They've actually lost 2/10 to the battling pack up ahead, the battling pair, sorry, up ahead. Oh, Squiddy's had an accident somewhere. He's 3.3 seconds behind Suitlad now. So he'll be looking to hold on to third.
Yeah, he's definitely come off somewhere.
Still got a comfy 3 seconds on Darth Berserk, so hopefully he can keep his head down and keep strong for the last 4 laps.
Oh no, Jonesy has got a 1 second penalty.
Yes.
Hey.
I mean, bugger.
Well, that really
looks
just
like
gives Oil a nice and easy overtake. Unfortunately, a bit forced,
yeah.
but that's the way it works.
And to stack onto Broken Spoke's bad luck, so he managed to hold the position from Winnie when burning that penalty, but something's happened and he's found himself all the way back in 12th as well. So Winnie is now up into 9th. Throlic, after that early spin, has made his way up into 10th as well, which is a great recovery.
Yeah, so now that Jonesy has released Oil, we'll see what he can do. If he can chase down Madruski for 5th position. He's got about 1.6 seconds to make up in 3 laps.
Yeah, so Mid's dropped 2 seconds back off of Darth Berserk. And Berserk's got some really good pace at the minute. He's running low 29s, which is good for lap 11. Squiddy ran 34 last lap, so I'm sure he'll be checking the mirrors a little bit, but he's still in a good spot to hold on to that podium. Troy is going to get past Jonesy here as well when he serves that 1 second penalty. Oh, not if he keeps dropping his tyres onto the dirt like that. He's done that a couple of times out of the last corner as well. Oh, Jonesy's way out in the dirt. Here comes
Troy flybys Jonesy.
Nice and easy. About as easy an overtake as you can get there. Very similar tyre wear for both of these drivers. And just ahead of them, I see Oiley's within slipstream range of Madriski as well.
Yeah, Madriski running very wide there. Oil gets a nice drive out of that corner. Oh, gets a good run out of there as well, Oil. Those fresh tyres just get, blows past him.
Yeah, this is a bit like how I felt in our race earlier, Adam. Coming towards the end of it, I just had nothing left on the tyres. So mid, really got to tuck in behind Oily. Oh, goodness. Makes me nervous seeing him get right out there on the green stuff. But 2 seconds to work with back to Troy. Oh, your Throlic's off as well in the background. Apologies if I'm all over the place there, Captain. I'm flicking through the field and it's all just happening as I look at people.
No, not a problem. Trying to keep up where I can, but without the hotkeys we used to have with GT Sport. It's just flicky for the people on screen. That's what it is.
Yep. Could be on for 10th here. Your Throlic was out in the dirt, so has some dirty tyres. Dodgy 86 right up underneath that rear wing as they come onto the start-finish straight. Dodgy's got a better exit out of the last corner as well.
Dodgy's going to look to make a move down the inside here, or is your Throlic going to cover it? Your Throlic does cover it. Dodgy looking around the outside now. Try the crisscross.
Crisscross is super hard to make work on turn one with the double apex. You can really hang it wide through the first apex and still get a great exit. So difficult for Dodgy, hard position.
Yeah, Dodgy's just keeping the pressure on your Throlic here, hoping he makes a small mistake, allowing him to get past.
Yeah, your Throlic with a great run out of that right-hander there as well. Getting a bit of breathing room between himself and Dodgy. Oh, in the dirt is your Throlic, here he comes.
They're going to go side by side through the kink. No, Dodgy just gets out in front.
Oh, got to be very careful going through the kink shallow, though it does hurt your exit. And here comes your Throlic up the inside into the corkscrew as well. Who's better under brakes? Your Throlic takes the spot. Dodgy looks for the cutback, but it's not there. Tucks back in.
Great driving from your Throlic and Dodgy. Nice, clean, fair racing.
Impressive battle going on here,
We also have a battle up for third place as well. Darth Berserk is absolutely killing it as they start the final lap. He is half a second back off of Squiddy. So last time around, Squiddy with a 31.8 and Darth Berserk running a 29.7. So Squiddy could have this podium taken just... It's right in his clutches and Darth Berserk could take it from him. Says a lot about you if you're doing that to the boss man in your first Div2 race.
He's off. Darth Berserk was just off slightly. That's allowed Squiddy to pull away.
And it's as easy as that.
Yeah, that should seal third for Squid unless he makes a mistake. But yeah, unfortunate for Darth. He was right there.
It's been a bit of a dark horse for me, Darth Berserk, being able to ultimately challenge for a podium position on his first Div2 race. Very impressive.
Yeah, I remember thinking that Darth had some really good pace in the practice lobbies last season.
What happened to Squiddy there? He's dropped back into fourth.
I believe he's had a bit of a dirt excursion, maybe.
Yeah, well, that's happening. We've got Seca's up there in first, about to round the last corner.
Yeah,
lonely race for Seca's out there.
Phenomenally. He was in the 27s until lap 6. And he's gonna...
mid-30s now.
He gives us a beep of the horn as he takes his win. Suit Lad coming to claim second. Darth Berserk is going to get a podium in his first Div 2 race. Squiddy is going to take fourth. Oily is going to manage a very well-earned fifth after being very consistent. Midrisky sixth. Troy is going to hold out Jonesy for seventh. Winnie is going to lead your Throlic and Dodgy across the line here. And X-Pac and Spoke are having a nice run at it. Spoke with a really good exit out of the corner, but I don't think it's going to be enough as they approach the line here. There you go. So Duff Berserk stealing the boss man's podium in his first Div 2 race. What an awesome effort.
Yeah, the Squiddy must have had a off somewhere for to allow Darth Berserk through for third. He did have that 1.5 second gap.
I think he might have gone off in the captain's kink there. I think that's the case.
Yeah, but congratulations to Seca's, Suitlad and Darth Berserk. Great racing.
And yeah, Seca's as well, taking his first Div 2 win in his first Div 2 race. So absolutely class performance there out of Seca's.
Well, gentlemen, I might take this opportunity to run one of our sponsor adverts.
Yeah, that sounds good.
And we're back. We saw from 180 Embroidery there, you can see that they don't just do embroidery, but they do a whole lot of labelling and naming on a whole bunch of merchandise. Definitely get in touch if you have any needs.
Absolutely, they make some pretty cool looking glass clocks as well. Yeah, not saying my team captain's better than yours, but you know, he sent everyone in the team a really cool looking glass clock.
Yeah, the Broken Spoke is the owner of 180 Embroidery. He's been able to put together a whole lot of trophies for Season 10. I have got one on my wall behind my computer desk and monitors. It's sitting pride of place.
Yeah, and obviously they also do all our merchandise for Wheel to Wheel. The guys that have shirts, like myself, definitely know it's a quality product. So yeah, thank you to 180 Embroidery for being a sponsor and also sponsoring TDR Racing. Or Team Dodgy Racing, I should say.
Yes. Apologies, guys. I've just had to restart my game as I was left with a black screen.
Yeah, right. While that's happening, we might see another ad from one of our other sponsors. If you want to run the AMS and Jade Finance,
I will certainly be able to run through them.
Do you own a Do you own a business needing new equipment? Or perhaps you're wanting a good set of wheels for that shiny new bike license? Maybe you're after that well-earned boat for retirement. Or you desperately need a new car or caravan for those family getaways? Get in touch with Jade Finance today.
There you go. So, a big thank you to Jade Finance Australia, the main sponsor of Wheel to Wheel Season 11 here, and the team sponsor of L Plan as well, and AMS Excavations as well. A big thank you to those guys, and they are also a team sponsor of the Damn Hexicans. Could also make a big thank you to BQS Group, who are our final sponsor here for Season 11, and they are an integral provider of transport and logistics solutions Australia-wide. Since 2003, the team at BQS have been customizing solutions for their broad range of clients and partners. And if you want to find out more about them, check them out at www.bqs.com.au.
Yeah, thank you to our sponsors. I mean, without them, we are unable to get our streams up and running. So big thank you to them for jumping on board and supporting Wheel-to-Wheel Racing.
Yeah, we would quite literally not have a stream. I would not have the hardware and equipment that would be required to bring this live to you tonight. So, yeah, massive props.
And while we wait for race 2 to get started, or I should say the qualifying for race 2, just want to say if you're looking to join a league and you like what you see tonight, head to our Facebook page, Wheel-to-Wheel Racing. There is a button there that says join Discord, or a link to our Discord. Join us there, jump in the chat, say hello, and yeah, we'll show you how to get racing. Yeah, so...
And you also get welcomed by the absolute wall of gifts, depending on your name.
It really is a trial. What are the... I'm going off on a complete tangent now, but what are the trials that you have to go through to get into frat houses? It's similar to that. You just get absolutely tortured until you...
like the hazing...
Yeah.
Stuff. Yeah, yep. Yeah, you pretty much just get a wall of gifts. If you've got a good name, there'll be some strange ones. Some people just post some weird stuff there as well to test how well you're going to get along with the Wheel-to-Wheel community. But
I mean, regardless of how you respond, everyone is most certainly welcome within Wheel-to-Wheel. But there's if you reply back in the same nature, then it really goes to show that you will fit in just fine.
Absolutely. And another quick thing to mention while we're waiting for all this to get going is if you are in the YouTube chat at the moment, like the stream. Do it. You don't even get an option. Just do it. We got 9 at the moment. I want to see more.
Give it a share too. It's the best way to get the the views up and the likes.
Here we go. Looks like we have 12 entered, just waiting on your Frolic.
Shout out to Stefco while we are awaiting race 2 quali start. Shout out to Stefco for giving me some heads up on my mic level. So fingers crossed you can hear me a little bit better now.
Okay. Just waiting on your Frolic to tick in, and we will set off our 5-minute quali.
Yeah, so race 2 is going to be 20 laps. Again, it is a compulsory soft tyre, so you either have 2 options. Stay out on the soft tyre if you can save them for 20 laps, or you'll need to pit.
Yeah,
what has
both
been the
strategies can work.
Yeah, what has been the strat throughout the week? I've been MIA for a large part of this week, so fill me in.
Yeah, so majority in Division 1 went for the no stop. I was someone that made a stop, so I was definitely flying towards the end, but there was just too much time in the pit to make up, so...
Yeah, Adam managed to just catch up to myself, who was on the no stop with 2 corners to go, and swiftly flew on by and took my place away like the cruel person that he is. I spent about half a lap begging you to not pass me, but...
I was in 2 minds. I knew I had to commentate with you after our race. I was like, oh, do I take it off him? I was like, yeah, why not?
Alright, I got you in race 1, right. You didn't have the race 2.
Yes, you did. Yeah.
We both made some sandcastles on race 1 as well, so...
Making sandcastles while it's fun, it is... Yeah, it's not where you want to be.
Yeah, we made sandcastles and it was fun, but it wasn't the fastest way around the track for the first lap. Alright, out on the track at the moment, these guys are going to get 1 out lap and 2 flyers. And we have Squiddy currently leading the field in that beautiful black and gold CP Motorsports machine. So I'm sure Squiddy will want a bit of redemption for losing that podium at the last minute here in race 2.
Yeah, so Squiddy starts his flying lap, and behind him we've got Seca's 888 Race 1 winner, and following him is Madriski in the Jade Finance Trail Plan Sylvia.
Yeah, and I gotta say, the Scuderia, Quadrifoglio, and the L Plan guys have done a great job on their livery. They're definitely up there as some of my favourites for this season.
Yeah, I was going to say, I reckon all the cars look amazing, to be honest. Everyone's done a really good job on their liveries this season.
Midriski's and L Plan's liveries are really giving me off Alpine vibes. I'm sure that was their direction, but it's certainly working for me.
Yeah, we'll see if everything can go according to L Plan for Midriski and for Fernando Alonso tonight in the F1 as well. As he's put it in, I believe, the top 5. Or maybe 6th. So, can Fernando Alonso be the first person to win a Grand Prix after 300? Who knows? But I digress away from my Formula 1 tangent, and we'll jump on board with Squiddy as he rounds the second last corner here. Approaching the last corner, going to be nice and late on the brakes. Oh, a little bit of a slide mid-corner, I think.
Yeah, got it a little bit over-rotated.
Run up on the exit. Here we go, 26, 27, 9. That's not a bad first lap. He'll definitely be looking to improve. Sackers goes top with a 27.7. Midriski with a 27.7 as well.
Interesting, 1, 2, and 3 are 3, 2, and 1.
Here we go. Getting some mid-28s out of Winnie and Darth Berserk. Oily has just jumped into third with another 27.7. Zootlad as well, 27.8 into fourth. So, very closely bunched pack. We still have a couple coming to the line. Expat and Jonesy. Expat's had a shocker. He's done a 150. Won't be happy with that one. Broken Spoke's done a 38. Won't be happy with that one either. But current pole sitter, provisional pole sitter, is Midriski.
I would just like to point out as well that the top 4 are split by 0.128 of a second. That's incredibly tight.
Yeah, first through 10th is by less than a second as well. So very, very small margins there. Midriski is 0.3 off, and Suitlad is right underneath that rear wing. Suitlad could be going top here. I believe that was Squiddy who pulled off with a penalty as well there. Oh, Mid's pushed wide in the last corner. Here comes Suitlad. Probably losing out of a little bit of slipstream that he could have gotten.
May have been held up
there. There goes Suitlad. 27.4, Seca's with a 27.5, only good enough for second. I believe that's Darth Berserk coming to the line. I didn't see any improvement from my side. Oily goes third, jumps Midriski, who is playing in the sand at turn 1. Winnie's playing in the dirt in the final corner, won't see an improvement out of him. Jonesy currently in 11th on the run up to the line. A 28.7 out of Jonesy. It's an improvement, but it doesn't move him up anywhere. And Expat back in the pits, so that is going to be our qualifying. Suitlad taking out pole for race 2. Seca's going to be starting on the inside, which I believe has a little more grip. I'll take the tinfoil hat off now. And what is that? Top 7 separated by about half a second. The entire field spread by just 1.6.
Yeah, I think Jonesy will be a little bit disappointed with that qualifying session because I believe he started in second in race 1.
He was, I can't remember the exact order, but he was well up there. So I'm keeping my eye here on Midriski in 4th at the moment. Like I said, I think the inside's got more grip than the outside. No one's confirmed it, but it's just what my theory.
Squid had a great start in race 1. See if Mid can pull off 2 spots as well.
There we go, everyone off the line.
And there you go, Seca's has got the run.
Shift. There it is. Oh, bit of a bump going on there.
Oh, I was going to have a look at the inside of Seca's. No, Seca's closes the door.
Squiddy's up the inside of your Throlic. Oh, someone's been punted in the back. It's broken. Spokey's been sent wide. Jonesy snuck up the inside of Darth Berserk. Darth Berserk is in the middle of 3 wide.
Oh, dodges on the dirt.
Yeah, that was
was
rough
that
one
broken
there.
spoke?
I think that was Spoke there.
Yeah.
And we'll keep an eye on the action towards the front of the field now. Seckers has gotten by Suit Lad, who has Oily in tow, Mid-Risky leading you, Frolic and Squiddy sitting in 6th place as well. Oh, Jonesy and Dark Berserker side by side, and Troy's taking 2 wheels worth of dirt with him as well. They're going 2 wide. They're going 2 by 2 through the King. As Dodgy on the inside of Winnie as well. Jonesy's got the cut back on Dark Berserker. It is all happening at the moment.
Yeah, great move there by Jonesy. Get that cut back.
They're all making smart choices and single file through the notorious corkscrew, figuring themselves out, realising that it is a 20-lap race here. It's not one on first lap alone.
Yeah, that 7th place of Troy HQ could be in a little bit of danger though. Jonesy is coming out of the gate pretty hot after qualifying a bit down the field. He's right up there with Troy now, and Dark Berserk in tow as well. Looks like the top 4 have almost kind of started a bit of a breakaway from Euthrolic. He could get dropped if he's not careful. Same with Squiddy. Need a couple of good corners to get back in touch with that group up front, or you're going to be stranded in no man's land.
Yeah, so Suitlad started off in pole, but for me, I think he's probably in the better position, just trying to follow Seckers around. For me, I can say more tyre following than leading, so as long as he can stay on Seckers' rear wing, I believe he'll be in a better position later in the race.
Yeah, we'll see how they manage and what strategies they decide to go with. So we're still not quite sure of how these guys are going to go about strategy, but it definitely looks like the top 4 have broken away. Could we see all of these guys decide to go for that one stop? And they're pushing early. Oh, Mid-Risky dropping 2 wheels in the dirt. It's just opening the door for your Frolic and Squid to reconnect with the back of this pack as well.
Again, straight out of the gate, 27.3 from Seckers, first hot lap.
It's on for last place at the moment as well, as Spoken Expat are about as equal as you can be coming down to turn 1.
Oh, and Dodgy and Darth Berserk have come together. Dodgy just redressing, letting him go past.
Yeah, just behind them, Spoke manages to get by. Yellows are out. Yellows are out. Oh, it's chaos.
Oh.
There's Oily. There's Mid-Risky.
No, Oily was in 3rd.
Mid-Risky was in 4th, so I'm assuming those 2 have had a little bit of an incident. Mid-Risky with the front arrow, front right wheel damage. So he's going to be hindered for about another 20 seconds here. Oily managing to escape damage, but still all the way back there in 13th.
How I would love to have a replay feature in GT7, but alas, not yet.
Oh, Mid-Risky's off.
To have basic features.
Mid's gone off at the exit of Captain's Kink as well, which is only due to his front end damage, and he's right back in 13th.
Yeah, unfortunate for Oil. I was interested to see how he would have went being the tyre master.
I think I know why he might be struggling. Just try and let him know, just in case he hasn't noticed. His traction control has come on. Has Oily. Which is a bug in GT7. There we go, it's off now. So he's noticed, given a flash of the headlights as well. So it's a very strange bug. Turns on your traction control on the starting grid of the race, and if you don't look down at that sensor, there's really no way of knowing. You just feel like the car's off for some reason.
You know what? That makes sense from the grid start too. He was noticeably, not massively, but noticeably slower than all the other cars around him, and that's what caused the bump-on effect from Eutholic Straw.
Yeah. So GT7 trying to throw a bit of a spanner in the works, and having a look through the field, looks like our closest set of cars is from about 7th to 10th. We've got Darth Berserk about just under a second ahead of Winnie, who has Dodgy in his slipstream with Broken Spoke not too far behind as well.
Yeah, and the sun is just starting to dip. We see the headlights on. Wonder if that's going to change anyone's race. The track getting a little bit darker.
I will say it took everything in me not to randomly flash my headlights or beat my horn at people during our race. I ended up giving Tombo a bit of a beep as he gave me one, so I sat behind him for a straight, letting him hear it, but that's because Tombo's a special case. But this battle for 8th definitely looks like it's starting to come together. Winnie's pushing wide through a couple of corners. Dodgy and Spoke are very close together as well.
Yeah, similar to race 1.
Yeah, and
I'd hope to see maybe Dodgy let Spoke through and see what he can do.
Yeah, and I don't want to 100% confirm, but I know that Spoke preferred the one-stop in team practice, and Dodgy was leaning quite a bit towards the no-stopper, so we could see the difference in strategies out of the 180 embroidery TDR drivers here.
Maybe it would be wise to let Spoke jump in front and
yeah, if that's the case,
slipstream as possible. Yeah.
Yeah. Spoke would really need to push and maximise the use of these tyres if he's going to stop.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, up the field in 3rd position, Uthrolic is about half a second ahead of Troy, and if they're not careful, they have Squiddy and Jonesy about 1.5 behind them, who could be right back in this fight if they put together a couple of good laps here. I feel like Troy's not well known for being the type of driver to sit behind in your slipstream and bide his time. So definitely someone who likes to make the move fairly quickly. Probably prefers driving in clear air rather than right up behind someone. Or as he dips a tyre in the dirt, we've seen him do that quite a few times in race 1. Just hanging on to the back of Uthrolic, about 0.6 of a second behind, and behind them, Squiddy and Jonesy about 1/4 of a second apart, running nose to tail here. Up to the kink, see if all these drivers can get through. Squiddy's, he's flirting with it right there.
Oh, I heard some tyre squeal in the background. Somebody gone off at Captain's Kink?
I believe Broken Spoke got a little bit of the curb and was sliding on the exit there. He's dropped about 2.5 seconds off the back of Dodgy.
It's not going to be it's not going to be helping his no-stop strategy.
Yeah, I honestly feel bad for Spoke, as he has been incredible in team practice throughout the week, and he's just kind of lost his mojo today. So I'm not quite sure, maybe over-practiced a little, but he had such good pace earlier, so it's a bit of a shame to see him suffering. That gap between 4th and 5th coming down ever so slightly, about 0.3 of a second, 0.4 of a second less than it was last time around. Troy wide of the apex, it's playing in the dirt a little.
Squiddy
losing
wide
time
on the
to Uthrolic now.
Still being able to pull
Troy's
time down to Troy, surprisingly.
Yeah, Troy's had a rough exit from both of those corners and been dipping tyres in the dirt. Jonesy looks pretty happy to sit behind Squid and work together to get up towards these guys as well. Suitlad is off in 2nd place. He managed to avoid the wall, but dirty tyres and lost a couple seconds. Troy as well, there we go. He's been playing with the dirt a little too much. There goes Winnie, there goes Dodgy. So lap 7 catching out Suitlad and Troy through the Captain's Kink. Suitlad's recovered from it quite well. He's lost about 2.5 seconds to Uthrolic in 3rd. Troy, and Winnie's got a 1 second penalty, apologies. Troy, not so much. He's off the track again with those dirty tyres. Not having a good time, and he's going for an early pit stop. So that's kind of just everything coming together for Troy there, isn't it? Off-track dirty tyres, and then the dirty tyres leading to another off-track, and just deciding, bugger it, I'll chuck it into the pits, get some fresh tyres on, and go with an undercut and chase everyone down.
Yeah, definitely another great lap there for Troy. But yeah, it seems like
it's very
everyone's...
easy to happen as well. Especially if a little bit of red mist comes through, you know, you're mad at yourself for going off, you're pushing hard to make up for the lost time, and away it goes, it all just falls away very quickly.
Yeah, definitely, you just gotta try and keep that concentration and not lose sight of what you need to do. It's, yeah, as you said, it's so easy. I even did it in my race when I had a spin.
Battle for third heating up as well. Your Throlic had a little bit of a slide through Captain's Kink, and now Squiddy is right there with him. So after all that time at Troy sitting underneath the rear bumper and pressuring him, he's got rid of Troy, and now he's got Squiddy for company.
Oh, and Suitlad is in.
There we go, Suit in on lap 8. So that makes this our battle for second. Battle for fourth. Wardaft Berserk coming through the pack after being a fair way down and looking around the outside of Jonesy. Jonesy pinging it to the inside. No way he's going on up the inside. Looks for the cutback. No. Jonesy closes the door nicely. Defends it very well. I think up ahead I see Squid doing some half rallycross driving there.
Yeah, he's been flirting with that dirt quite a lot, Squiddy.
Yeah, he certainly has. They're definitely playing with fire there.
Darth Berserk just had a small moment, which is ease the pressure off Jonesy there.
Yep, getting through the kink nicely on the run up to the hill, so we've kind of got a breakaway of our top 5, and then Dodgy leading Dodgy the best of the rest at the minute in 6th place, with Winnie about 3/4 of a second back, and behind them Oily quite close behind Expat Champ, who's had a bit of a slide, a bit of a rough run through the corkscrew. There goes Oily up into 8th. Could see mid-risky move on by Expat as well here. Expat's quite slow through the left, and there goes mid up the inside. Darth Berserk in the pits, lap 9 as well. Expat Champ in the pits too. And we haven't talked about him much, but Seca's 10 seconds clear of anyone else. He is absolutely flying along.
Yeah, again, another lonely race so far.
I'm sure he won't mind that too much at the moment, though. That battle for second starting to come together. Squiddy's back on the rear of Throlic, and Jonesy's still hanging about as well. Now without Darth Berserk to have to defend. Can all three make it through? Jonesy very close to going off there. He's lost quite a bit of time through the kink. It's very easy to do as well. You get your turn in ever so slightly wrong. You push wide, you don't get in that cambered bit of track right at the apex of the corner. You know, it pushes a little wide, worn tyres, it all comes together. You Throlic in the pits from second place.
Yeah, Throlic was suffering from a worse tyre wear than the guys behind him, so...
So, we'll see. I'm assuming Squiddy and Jonesy are going for that no-stop now. So, we'll keep an eye on how well Throlic can fight back up through the field. Suitlad too. Went with stop on lap 8, I believe. Troy on lap 7. So there's plenty of guys on the undercut that could be running up through the field here.
Yeah, just want to give a shout out to Dodgy down there in 4th position. He's made a race in Div 2. Just doing very well there in 4th.
Yeah, he was saying he doesn't feel like he's got the pace to compete up in Div 2, but I would argue against that pretty strongly. I say he's got the pace on his day to be competing at the top of the field here as well. So he does have Winnie in tow, still about a second behind, but like I said earlier, I believe Dodgy going for the no-stop option. So, who was the first of our stoppers? It is Suitlad, I believe, who's just done a blistering 27.2, but currently 36 seconds off the lead of Seca's. I think that puts him about 18 seconds behind Dodgy. So I'm sure he'll be able to make that up. 18 seconds I feel is doable. It's when it gets to about 20-25 seconds where it gets a bit tough, I would say.
Yeah, what lap times were you doing towards the end of your race there, Dragon?
Not good. I burnt my tyres quite a bit worse than I had in any practice beforehand. I think my last lap was, my last 2 laps were 33s, so they were very, very bad. And by about lap 13, I would say I regretted not going with the one stop, which I was saying was my preferred strategy through the week, so... yeah, it's a bit of a bugger, but 30 Dodgy in practice during the week was able to manage 31s and then just dip into the 32s for his last couple of laps. So currently sitting in the 29s nicely, looking after that front right tyre quite well. 12 laps and it's about, what's that, about 40%-ish, I would say, gone.
Yeah, so if Suitlad can keep it within like the 28s, he should be able to make up quite a bit of time there, and yeah, might be nipping on the heels of Dodgy and the boys towards the end of the race. So
that sounds like
keep an eye on.
Like a terrible grunge band, Dodgy and the boys. But yeah, the hard part for Suitlad, even though he is lapping so much quicker, is he has to overtake Midrisky, Oil in My Blood, Winnie, Dodgy, Jonesy, and Squid to get back to where he pitted from. So if any of them fight him quite hard, I feel any chance of making up the time lost is going to go away pretty quickly.
And speaking about Oil, shout out to him as well. He had it coming together with Madrisky, I think around a lap, maybe 3. He's,
it was at turn 3 where we had the big yellows.
Yeah, he's made up quite a bit of time here, and he's in the fight for probably 4th.
Oh, absolutely, and looking at his tyres compared to Winnie and Dodgy up ahead, again, he is the tyre wizard for a reason. He's held on to them very well. So I think we'll be seeing Oily staying in the 29s quite deep into this race, whereas Dodgy has just slipped into the low 30s, and he's pushed wide in the last corner. I was about to say it's the kind of the tipping point of that soft tyre where you have to start braking quite a bit earlier. You start pushing through the tyre if you're slightly too quick and so on. So he's really got to try hold on to it best he can, and I think Oily is in the hot seat to take out 4th here.
Yeah, let's see how he can find a way past these guys. Got Dodgy leading the pack. Oh, when he puts a tyre on the dirt here, Oil's got a good run. He's definitely not close enough to make a move just yet.
Oh, when he's pushed wide there as well, Oily's got a much better run up the hill. When he's indicating left, he's lifted off and Oily's tucked back in. Oh. He's done very well to keep that on the track. and Winnie lifting off, letting Oily on through, knowing that's not his fight. Tuck in and save as much time as you can to run away from the almighty Suit Lad, who is coming up to the rear end of Mid-Risky very quickly. Has been in the 27s ever since he pitted. 27.2, 27.8, 27.6, 27.8, and is on pace for another mid-27, about a 27.6, if he can keep this last sector together as well. So he is absolutely flying along at the moment. Oh, he's got that curb as well on the exit of the final corner. We'll see if he can keep it in the 27s yet again. 27.8 again. So absolutely bringing the neck of that Sylvia is Suit Lad at the minute.
Yeah, very consistent driving there by Suit Lad.
Yeah, we've also... I guess we can keep our eye on... Oily is very close to dropping a tyre. I had a big lag spike. I couldn't quite see where they were, but he's about 0.6 of a second behind Dodgy now, with Winnie still in tow.
Oh, Dodgy gets very sideways there as he drops a tyre in the dirt.
Oily tucking back in again. Not the type of driver to try and go up the inside of the kink, as we said earlier. Very safe driver. Does have Winnie approaching now after backing out for that one, but I don't think Winnie's going to try and make that move after letting Oily through. Again, just making the most of the gap they have back to the one-stoppers. So now Dodgy with a little bit of breathing room there. After getting a good run up the hill, Oily's pushed a little wide through there as well.
Yeah, just back there in 7th, Suit Lad's gone past Madrisky. Madrisky running on literally no rubber, went off after the corkscrew. So that's released Suit Lad, and so we'll be chasing down in Swinny.
Yep, and that 4th position's kind of... it's there for the taking for Suit Lad now, as all these guys are still quite close together. I think Oily needs to get by Dodgy in the next lap, I would say, if he's got a chance to be able to build enough of a gap for Suit Lad not to be able to get him.
Yeah, you're definitely right there. Suit Lad is flying on these fresher tyres.
Yeah, he dipped into the 28s for the first time last lap with a 28.3, which is still nothing to scoff at. That's still a very quick lap time. Oh, Winnie's in the dirt. He's managed to avoid the wall, I believe. He's just got them dirty tyres and a couple of seconds lost. So, not all bad for Winnie, but that's another car that Suit Lad doesn't have to fight to overtake. And now he has Oily just 2.5 seconds ahead and in his sights.
Just need to point out that Jonesy is currently sitting in 3rd after qualifying towards the back of the grid.
Yeah, and the annoying part about that is he's only driven 140 kilometres in the car, and I'm pretty sure 95% of that was in race 1 and race 2.
Yeah.
So I was having a look earlier to see kind of who put the time in, and we've got Seca's at about 2,000 kilometres. Squiddy's is a little off because he drove the same car last season, but Jonesy 140 kilometres in this car. Oily's done 500, Dodgy's done 1,300, Suit Lad's 1,100, Winnie only 400, Hydraulic only 600. So some of these guys have not put a whole lot of time in, and they're showing really good pace in this car.
I can tell you,
which is infuriating.
I reckon I have about 20k on my Sylvia, and I was into the low 27s within those 20Ks. So I'll just stay quiet now.
How do I mute you? Yeah. Oh, Suit Lad's off. Sixth place. No. He's off at the kink. He's been in the dirt. He avoided the wall, but again, given Dodgy some breathing room, and Oily has gone through as well. So that could be 4th place for Oily in that little incident there. In talking to Dodgy and Spoke when we were discussing strategy, I was saying that if you were to make the one-stop work, it's got to be perfect if you want to Like, you can't afford to make little mistakes like that, otherwise it's going to cost you huge. And trying to gain all that time, Suit Lad's now giving himself probably about 2 seconds extra to gain here, as he's done a 32 after doing a 27 last lap. Who else have we got? Your Throlics made their way past. It's Winnie. I don't see too many other battles throughout the field here. I think Suit Lad being the almighty chasing down Dodgy is the closest pair we've got at the minute.
Yeah, we should see Darth Berserk chase down It's Winnie, and yeah, It's Winnie, as Darth is on much fresher tyres.
Yes, very much fresher. And Suit Lad has taken about 2 seconds out of Dodgy in the first half of this lap as well. Oh, Dodgy's in the dirt. Keep it out of the wall, Captain. Oh, he's got a slide on as well. And here comes your Throlic, who has also stopped, so Dodgy's going to lose that spot too. Might lose a spot to Darth Berserk once he's been able to get past Winnie.
Dodgy, no.
Oh, no.
Just gone deep. Yeah, on those dirty, worn tyres, unfortunately, he's just gone deep there at the corkscrew. Has allowed a few people through.
Yeah, that's very unfortunate for Dodgy. I would say he was probably on for about a 6th place finish there. So
yeah, once the tyres get that low, it's so hard to drive on those things.
It certainly is. So, next target for Suit Lad is Oil in My Blood. 1.5 seconds, and he's got 2 laps to do it. Oily's last lap was a 31.2, whereas Suit Lad managed a 28.8. I believe Jonesy has made a mistake on the previous lap as well, as he's done a 34.8 and fallen about 5 seconds off the back of Squid.
Yeah, Jonesy was only about 1.5 seconds away from Squid, so he's definitely made that mistake. But he's got 5 seconds to his teammate, so he's looking... Oh, as I say that, he's off. Jonesy's off.
Oh, no. Could we see Suit Lad take 3rd place out of nowhere here? He's got about 2 minutes to do it. Jonesy's just got to keep it on track with those dirty tyres. Suit Lad's half a second behind Oily. I bet Oily's feeling the same way that I was as you were approaching in the last corner here. On the last lap of our race, Adam. It's
yeah, I think
more of a defence than I was able to put up, though. Oh, Suit late on the brakes, and makes no doubt that he's taken that spot. 2.6 seconds to Jonesy for a podium.
Yeah, I thought Oil would have made it a bit harder for Suit Lad to get past and play regunner for Jonesy. But, yeah, Suit Lad's away now. Is he going to run down Jonesy for 3rd? 2.5 seconds is not a lot when you've got fresher tyres and the guy in front of you. Especially Jonesy's got, yeah, very worn tyres.
He's got about 20% more than I had at this point of the race, so he's done pretty well holding on to that right front. Suit Lad did pit early, so he's feeling a little bit of tyre wear now into the 29s last lap. Jonesy with back-to-back 34s, so he just has to keep it on the track, and I would say he's probably got 3rd place sewn up. Coming through the kink. Oh, he's gotten very close to the sausage. Oh. Suit Lad dipping a tyre. Oh, he's barely held on to that.
There.
Here comes Oily as well. I don't think he's going to get a chance to fight back, but I think that little slip might be what Jonesy needed to be comfortable. I guess we'll just have to wait and find out as we're going to jump up to 1st place. Seca's on the horn, going 2 for 2 here tonight. Very well done. Squiddy coming out of the last corner as well, going to claim that 2nd place. Good redemption after losing the podium in race 1. Jonesy is going to hold on to 3rd here, coming up to the line. Suit Lad's got enough of a gap on Oily to take 4th. Oily's in 5th. Your Throlic's going to claim 6th. Darth Berserk is going to come across the line in 7th. It's Winnie rounds the final corner now to claim 8th place. Doesn't look too happy about it. Risky is going to take 9th. Something more has happened to Dodgy here as well, as he's dropped well off the pack. So mid-9th, Spoke in 10th. Dodgy is going to come across the line in 11th, as it looks like Troy has had a little bit of an oopsie on the last lap. So Dodgy is going to take 11th, Troy is going to take 12th, and Expat is going to be glad this one is over and claim 13th place there.
Yeah, so Seca takes a double hit tonight for Scuderia Quadrifoglio. He'll be happy. Very lonely races for him.
Yeah, we'll see what he can do in the nerfed Yeetle next week. Should be interesting to see how that thing goes.
Yeah, next week it's the first round in the Group 3 cars, and we're going to Suzuka, so it should be interesting to see what happens there.
Look, I'm not much of a betting man, but I would put a little bit of money on saying that it's probably going to be a wet round as well, as I believe it is the only track in our calendar that can have rain. So, depending on how kind the weather god's feeling, we might see a very wet Suzuka. Here we go. Racing out of Div 2, the mid-pack was pretty chaotic for a most part there. Seca's walked away at the front. We saw Squiddy take a 4th and a 2nd. Suit Lad with a great chase down through the field as well, getting past everyone. So plenty of highlights throughout that one.
Yeah, entertaining race here from the guys from Div 2. Yeah, so I really enjoyed that.
It really put on a great show. The top end of town and really the whole grid was super close in qualifying and resulted in some fantastic on-track battles. Really good to see.
Absolutely, and on that note, we'll give a quick thank you to all of our wonderful sponsors on board with us for Season 11, Jade Finance Australia, BQS Group, AMS Excavations, and 180 Embroidery. And a big thank you to my co-commentator here for the night, Adam V10.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks, Dragon. Happy to be here again, and happy to have Season 11 kicked off.
Absolutely, and a big thank you to Captain for jumping on the visuals here tonight as well.
Not a problem at all, Dragon. Happy to be here.
Lovely, and everyone that's been watching, if you still haven't already, like the stream, and we hope to see you about next week for round 2 at Suzuka in the Group 3s. Good night.
Good night.